Welcome to TTTV. I'm Pam Sask from Trenchless Technology Magazine, and I'm here today with Jerry Dolson from the City of Stow. Jerry is here to tell us about a project the city is taking on using fusible PVC pipe. So Jerry, what can you tell us about the project?
Well, it's a project we started designing about 2.5 years ago. It's a transmission line that runs from our backup pump station that's actually located in the city of Monroe Falls. It's about 3,000 feet, comes up to my South Corp line. That dictated me being very careful with my neighbor as far as what I was going to do, and that really led us to what we ended up doing, a directional bore and a fusible PVC.
And what factors led to the decision using trenchless methods over traditional open cut?
Well, if you drive up and down 91, you can see there's a horrendous amount of traffic, and we have done work on 91 before and recognized that the project of this nature would disrupt traffic probably for 3 months if I open cut. My neighbor, Monroe Falls, obviously wasn't too excited about that. And there's quite a few businesses that probably would be negatively impacted, and so we wanted to come up with some way that we weren't disrupting the traffic was the biggest concern at that particular time that I had.
And HDPE pipe is commonly used with HDD products. What made you choose using fusible PVC?
Well, we looked at actually all the products. I looked at ductile iron, I looked at HDPE, I looked at fusible PVC. One of the concerns we have in our water system is that we don't end up with have to stock multiple types of fittings. We knew that if we pulled ductile, our hole diameter was going to be quite a bit bigger, at least once I researched it. I have to say I didn't know enough at the time to know how much bigger. Then we started looking at the concerns of the utilities and figured out that we had to drill as small a hole as we could possibly drill. And it kind of came down to the list of the very smallest pipe I could put in with the maximum inside diameter was fusible PVC. So I actually did a test project last year up on our property. We liked the product, and so I specified it.
And is directional drilling something new to the city of Stow?
It is in this size pipes. Gas line contractors come in all the time and drill in 4- and 6-inch. I can't think of anywhere around other than short bores under the road that anybody's drilled anything, bigger than that size. So most people around here, me included, did not know exactly what it entailed as far as how much disrupted it would do. So we started looking at what other people were doing and found out it was probably a good way to go.
And can you describe the results of the project so far?
Well, so far my inspector that's in the field really likes me because he doesn't have any driveway complaints. He has, we're not blocking anybody's driveway. We minorly disrupt traffic. We don't have any trucks in the road. Typical open cut job like this, we would have had 10, 20, 25 trucks a day. A lot of times sitting on the highway. That would have extremely disrupted traffic. And then you got to stop traffic to dump them. So we now are about a third of the way through the project, and for the most part, we have just a couple minute delays here and there when we pull up a truck to, for their either water or their vector that they're vacting out the mud.
And would you recommend using HDD in other projects to other cities and looking to do an expansion project like this?
Yeah, realistically, I've got about 4 more projects that I probably have no alternative. Dead-end streets that are 2,000 feet long. If I open cut down the center of them, I couldn't get a fire truck down there. I couldn't get a mail truck down there. So we felt that we had to look at the product. We've got a line that has to go through a park, and there's no way they want me to disrupt the trees. So as far as I'm concerned, being a water distribution engineer, I really don't have a choice. But once I've seen it, I can see realistically it's even cost-effective, too. So, we'll have multiple projects coming up in the near future, really.
So would you say that this using directional drilling has been good as to keep all parties happy and, easier to get a traffic flow and everything?
Yeah, really, we've had absolutely no complaints on this job, which is unusual. I don't have to be sitting on the job watching every inch that's going. I like the fact that I can record where they're actually directing that bore even before the pipe's going in. So it's kind of like doing a test shot. So I know exactly where the pipe's going to end up in before it's even pulled in. So there's been nothing but positive. I can think of no real negatives on this at all.
So what kind of advice would you give to a colleague looking to do a project like this?
Well, I think the thing that I learned was, one, go out and talk to a lot of people that are doing it. Like I said, I had a little trouble because most of the boring on this side was being done, a couple hours away from us. Most people hadn't looked at it, but once I got out and talked to some of the local contractors, I've talked to each of the various pipe manufacturers to see what they can do. And then, of course, there's nothing like seeing it. So we've had quite a few visitors to the job. Hopefully other people will come in because, we really realize that sooner or later, with as crowded as it is under the ground now, that the open cut is going to have to be limited in some of the places. It'll never 100% reduce, to zero open cuts, but it makes no sense just to go dig out a driveway, a street, or whatever, for me to put a pipe 5, 6, 7 foot in the ground and have to, deal with settlement disruption. So, there's definitely been a benefit to the city of Stow.
Well, that's all the questions I have for today. Thank you, Jerry, for taking the time to speak with us. And thank you for tuning in to TTTV.